Greetings again, Choombas. Hello. This time we're going to do the career skills package again, but this time on, of course, the Nomad. We're going to go over his skills. We're going to do a real quick overview, he or she's skills. But we're going to go quick going over them, kind of like we do with the solo. I'm just going to cover the basics, touch on each one. If you want more detail, you want more information on a given skill, how it works or how it interacts, or any of that, just leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you would want more of. We'll get started right away. Okay, family. Now, family, I'm going to pop this up here. Family is that special ability of the Nomad. This is the one that allows the Nomad to call on their family, others from their Nomad pack, to give them special assistance. Now, I covered this in a little more detail in the role video overview of the Nomad, but I'll put the text up here in case anybody wants to look at that. But basically, it's the ability of that Nomad to call on his family, on his pack, for material aid, for a larger vehicle if he needed it, for assistance with a protection or anything like that. Whatever it is, depends on his ability, depends on his skill level, exactly how much of a result he might get out of it. And of course, depending on the ref, it also depends on the role that you make using your family skill to determine what kind of result you get. But family is that special ability. You always have to put points in your role special ability. The other 9 skills, it is up to you how you spread out those 40 points. Again, max of 10, depending on what your ref tells you. Next one is awareness notice, and covered this one solo too, because some of these skills they do definitely overlap between the roles, between the packages. But the awareness notice skill again gives you that ability to catch that note, that clue, depending on your skill level, depending on your role. Did you notice that clue? Did you notice that guy was left-handed, right-handed? Did you notice he had a scar somewhere? Anything stuff like that. Depends on your role, depends on your skill level. I like to use that example. Sherlock Holmes would definitely have a 10 or higher than 10, even though technically 10 is supposed to be your highest possible number in a given skill. But that 10 would, in awareness notice, would definitely be a Sherlock Holmes character. Even at a 2, though, you have a decent chance you're going to notice that note, that clue that's partially under the couch, or whatever, stuff like that. All right, endurance. This is one I haven't mentioned before. Pain, hardship, as it says, hardship. Go without food for a long period of time. Can you do that? Well, if you make the skill check, depending on what your ref decides the difficulty level is, if you roll enough, you pass it. You can keep maneuvering on, going on. If you don't, you might pass out. Now, this could affect all kinds of things. It could be you're trying to guard or transport a load across country. Can you stay awake long enough to drive that truck safely over this distance? Can you go without water as you guys are driving through the desert, or riding in motorcycles, whatever it might be, that kind of thing? That would be an endurance check. And again, I'll mention on any of these. If you want more detail, if you want more deep dive, so to speak, on a given skill, leave it down in the comments. Let me know what you want me to do. I'll certainly make those videos and help you out there. Next one, though, we're going to go on. Again, this is just a quick, I know I'm kind of blowing through these fast, but I want to just do a quick overview of each of the skills. If you want more detail on a given one, we'll talk about the comments. We'll do another video, but right now, just doing a quick overview of these skills. So, next one, we've got melee. Again, ability to use hand weapons, battle gloves, axes, swords, knives, all those kinds of things would fall under melee. Now, there are some other special circumstances where it might fall under martial arts, but again, martial arts is a whole thing unto itself. That'll be a video by itself in the future. Rifle is the next one to mention. Long guns, that includes shotguns, ability to use sniper rifles, anything like that, that's going to come under your rifle skill. The next one's going to be drive. Obviously, your ability to pilot, to control land-based, primarily anyway, land-based vehicles. Now, this does not cover airborne vehicles. It doesn't cover AVs or fixed-wing aircraft or any of that kind of stuff. This is driving a car, a bus, a van, a race car, as the case may be, whatever. regular standard land-based pilot or drivable vehicles. That's what's covered under this skill. So as they say in the notes there from the book, at a 3, you're not a professional, but you're a pretty dang good driver. For a regular person, you're doing a good job. Now, you get into the 6, you could be a race car driver. You're not going to be like top, but you're going to be up there. You're going to be placing in races. You might have some trophies, some other awards, that kind of thing. Now, when you get into 8 or better, you're potentially a very well-known racer. You've got national, international championships under your belt. You're big time at that point. And you get into anything in the 8, 9, 10 range. You want a particular vehicle to drive to that club tonight. There's a fair chance if you or your manager, fixer probably, calls up the manufacturer of that particular vehicle or a dealership that handles that vehicle, they might just loan it to you because they want you to be seen in their vehicle because you're that famous. You've got a rep, so to speak, in the world of driving. We'll move on here quickly. Basic tech. Ability to do basic repairs on most regular items. Now, this specifically, again, does not cover things that are covered in other more expert-style skills. This is not weaponsmith. This is not aerovector tech skill. This is the basic stuff, basic wiring, electronics, all that. There are separate, specific, more expert-level skills on certain things, so it doesn't cover that. But if you just want that generic ability to repair stuff, vehicles, cars, stereos, electronic equipment, that kind of thing, this is the skill for you. This is the one that'll do it. Now, again, you could have a 10 in basic tech. That doesn't mean you can go out there and work on that, as they say in the example. Doesn't mean you can go work on an F-16. That's a different skill. That's a very specialized skill. But with a 10 in basic tech, just about any kind of regular repair or quick maintenance work, anything like that, you're going to be damn good at it. You're going to be an expert at that stuff, as it says there. Now, again, keep in mind when this game was written, being able to build a simple computer from scratch at a 9+, well, it's not quite as difficult in our world as it was when this stuff was written to do some of those things. But it's up to your ref how that has progressed. If they're playing it exactly as the rules dictate in the game, well, then in the cyberpunk world, building a computer is not necessarily a simple task. You need to have a high skill to be able to do it. So depends on how the ref sees some of these things. But in any case, basic tech is your general technical ability skill. Brawling is that this is an unarmed, usually unarmed. This is not as it says, not a trained skill. This is what you learned from growing up on the streets, growing up in the combat zone or something like that. This is that ability to fight and get away from a bar fight, be the good guy, bad guy, it's all relative in Cyberpunk. But this is that bar fight type skill, just to be able to be in a brawl and come out on top. That's brawling. Now, wilderness survival. This is one, depends on your game, depends on your rep. This kind of thing may not come up very often. I would say there's wilderness survival, and then as a separate skill, if you wanted to, you might have cold weather survival. You might have ocean, waterborne, aquatic survival, so on, that kind of thing. But the idea is the same for each of these separate skills. Now, you can have a 10 in wilderness survival. You get dropped in the Arctic, you're going to be in trouble, because those wilderness skills, foraging for berries, finding wood for fire, aren't going to do you any good in the Arctic. So you got to have the right skill for the right situation. But depending on your game, if you did get caught out in the forest, you need to find firewood, you need to build a basic shelter. Wilderness survival, that's the skill to have for those kind of things. The last one on the Nomad list here is athletics. As it says, ability to climb walls, scale that mountain, so to speak. Now, why would you need athletics? Your cyberpunk character is not going to be trying to climb a mountain. Well, consider what if you were trying to assault a moving vehicle going down the road. You're trying to jump from your vehicle to that semi-truck so you can grab it, so you can subdue the driver. There might be a machine gun or something like that encampment or placement, I should say, on the vehicle. You want to try to knock that out. You're doing that jump over to the other vehicle. You're climbing up the side of the vehicle. These are athletics skill-based rolls. So, now, depends on the movement, depends on other things, how difficult your ref might decide it is. But your roll for that's going to be based in athletics. It's going to be based right there. Now that is our quick overview. I realize I did not mention the stats these are based on. I'm going to cover that real quick now. Awareness, notice, of course, an intelligence-based skill. So as any skill check would be, is your die roll, whatever the appropriate stat is, and your skill. You add those numbers together. Luck, if you use any luck, that's your total for the roll. Endurance is that's got me real quick. I'm going to double check that because I certainly don't want to tell you wrong. And this is where I prove here that I'm not editing these. I'm just I am just going over these as I am talking to you, and I'm going to look this one up because it is completely blanking now. That is a body type skill. Excuse me there. That is a body skill. So endurance would be your body type stat that one would be rolled with. Melee is a reflexes. Rifle is reflexes. Drive is reflexes. Basic tech, of course, is a tech skill. Brawling is reflexes again. Wilderness survival, I'm going to double check that one as well. I believe that one is intelligence based. Athletics is reflexes. But I'm going to look up wilderness survival real quick and confirm. I certainly wouldn't want to give you the bad information here. So I'm going to make sure I've got that one right. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to say so right now. But here we go. No, it is intelligence. Wilderness survival is an intelligence-based skill. That was correct. So there you go. There's your quick overview of the Nomad career skill package. Please do all those things YouTube wants you to do. Give me a comment. Give me an up or down thumb. Let me know. If you want me to go into any more detail, I know I'm running through these kind of quick for the career package videos, but I'm just trying to get you an overview of these things. Let me know in the comments what you want me to go into more detail on. I've got a couple of videos planned from comments actually already. Those should be coming out maybe tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But please let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if I can do anything else. If there's any other things you want me to cover, give me a comment. Let me know. I'll see you in the next one. I appreciate your watching. Thanks. See you on the next video.